So I decided I want to make a plan. It's a plan for myself and a plan for you and for anyone who is creative and struggling to work toward their dreams. And I want the plan is to help us achieve time and money freedom by building a personal brand. Essentially like building an audience around you and what you love and what you're interested in. And I want it to be founded on self-acceptance and building self-confidence, self-esteem, self-love. So I started working on just getting on social media, trying to start building a community, start building an audience. And I decided to start with YouTube and Twitter. YouTube because it's like what I have loved and used for many years. And Twitter because, I've never used it, and it seems like it's having some struggles right now. But it's really interesting to me to have a platform that's centered around writing. I don't think those are the ones you have to start with. You can start with any of them. You can expand to all of them. But especially on Twitter, I've been really struggling with knowing what to post. And I've been trying to post like ideas like I've been posting on YouTube. But for some reason I have I have more stress about it on Twitter. On YouTube, I feel fine. Maybe it's just because I'm enjoying myself and making these videos. I have a bunch of ideas in my backlog, but that I think are worth sharing. But I don't know what people are interested in. And I don't know how to position it in a way like as a small, tiny account with like less than 20 followers. I don't know why people would be interested in that. Even though I have confidence in my ideas, I know that good ideas aren't enough. You also need execution. You need to package them in a way that is interesting and grabs people's attention. And I think one of the important questions I've been asking myself is, am I trying to grow or am I trying to help people? And obviously I'm trying to do both, but I think coming at it from the perspective of just trying to grow, just worrying about what my engagement is, my follower count is, my sub count is, like that's not helpful. That's like pointless to focus on. It's like the external metric for sure, but what I really want to do is like build stuff, learn, help people do the same. I had this big realization last night that doing something and then showing people how you did it is a lot more compelling than learning something and teaching people what you learned, which is kind of, this is coming from like a lifelong learner. Like I love learning. I always loved learning, but I realized that it needs to be in the context of doing something to make it resonate with people, make it stick with people. At least this is my hypothesis, right? This is the theory that I'm going to test out. And like, there's a lot of advice out there to the contrary of that, because obviously there's channels and accounts for everything. There's meme channels. There's channels that just post rain sounds. There's channels that like are ASMR. There's all kinds of stuff, and they get huge. There's vlogs, like people just post what they did today, and like some of those get huge. When I first wanted to do YouTube, which was many years ago, in high school even, I wanted to do YouTube. It was because I was inspired seeing people's vlogs. And you can definitely do that. Like you can tell good stories. People are still interested in good stories. People are interested in memes. People are interested in ASMR. You don't have to post about building, doing, and then showing. But I think if you are a builder, if you're a creative person and you want to speak to other creative people, if you're talking about what you're building, your audience will skew towards other builders. And you can still learn and teach, but in the context of working on something. And this way it has a couple advantages. One of the main ones is you'll always be building something, so you'll always have something to talk about. And you'll always have real valuable insights to share that you gained from your experience. Like that's the gold of the internet, right? Like where are the real people doing real shit? How can I learn from them? How can I work with them? How can I do stuff with them? And another advantage of that is that it's a lot more valuable than sharing things that you learned elsewhere, but maybe you never implemented. Like you can tell when somebody posts these like 10 best passive income ideas of 2023, like they maybe have never done that. ChatGPT probably wrote those tips. But if somebody posts, here's how I got my side hustle to $5,000 a month in 2023, like that's a lot more compelling. So in the spirit of that, of sharing what I'm working on, this is what I'm working on right now. I'm working on my YouTube account, obviously. Hello, I'm working on the Twitter account that I mentioned. We're cruising along. I think I have like 12 followers, and I love each and every one of you. And there's a couple tools that I'm in the planning stages of. One right now is a tool to help me decide what to write about. Basically, like choosing from a list of topics and subtopics that I care about and that I think my ideal audience will care about, and speaking to the most emotionally compelling aspects of those. So like the fears people have, the frustrations people have, the dreams they have, the desires they have, and like any controversial or unorthodox approaches to those. I'd like a tool to just help me get organized and help me know what to talk about, what to write about, what to speak about in a way that reaches people. And the second tool, which I might work on first just because it's so simple, is just like a focus timer. And there's fucking hundreds of those out there, like Pomodoro timers, focus apps and stuff, but I want mine to be like just right. And I think it will be easy. And so if I can make it just right for me, where it has the exact flow that I like, which I think is just setting a timer for a certain amount of time and choosing a task, a single task to focus on, or like a set of tasks that I'm going to focus on for a day or for a block with like times associated with them, then I think that could be helpful for me and hopefully for other people too. Originally, I wanted to do that as part of a reminder app as well, to help me remember all the things I have to do during a day and a week and the times that I have to do them. But I realized that focusing on work and reminders for tasks are like, they're similar, but they're actually separate. Like when I'm focusing on work, I don't want reminders and shit popping up. So yeah, I'll probably work on that one first because it's easier and it could help me right now. And I can give it to people and maybe it can help them too. So that's what I'm working on. And if you're working on anything, I'd love to hear about it. Drop me a comment, send me a fax, carrier pigeon, whatever you got. And that's all I got today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching these videos. And if you make it through the whole thing, you're like my best friend, basically. So thank you for that. Be nice to yourself today, and I'll talk to you soon.